Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Bunch. This question is for Mr. Bunch and Bunce and anyone else who would like to answer. You know, during the shutdown, our office received an urgent request for help with the Indiana Organ Donation Network to get their flights off the ground. They needed to get new aircraft to help surgeons who collect organ donations and then fly them to perform surgeries to even deliver the organs. This life-saving network was interrupted during the shutdown when certification personnel were essentially furloughed. I'm sure you've seen more than we have the examples of this kind of thing in general aviation. I'm hoping you or any of the panelists can give us a better picture of how the shutdown impacted this particular sector.
Sir, in this particular case, they were taking delivery of 2 business jets, and the operating company that worked these aircraft have quite a few flights that they do over a Midwest region that includes the state of Indiana. And it's just an example of what happens all throughout the system, because pilots have retraining requirements that they have to do to be able to fly a business jet. So when you go back to training in a training center, the training center has to have the most current equipment that you have on that aircraft in the simulator. So those manuals have to be approved each and every time that the manufacturer or in this case, someone that's moving organs does a modification of their aircraft. You have to, that ripples into the system. And so the FAA has to approve each one of those manual changes. So you impact the pilot training, you impact the delivery of the aircraft when you've got to make modifications to it. And so that happened throughout the country. Take, for instance, firefighting. Up in Mr. DeFazio's state, they had to do modifications to get these aircraft ready to be able to bid on contracts for the upcoming fire season. If they didn't have the modifications in place, they couldn't submit the proper bid because they can't say they have equipment on the aircraft certified that they don't have. So all of a sudden they miss a year of bidding on contracts for important elements like firefighting that we have to do. So it happened across the country in many different sectors that do these public service type of flying.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. I yield back.